Now they can be moving to the service model. It's a huge thing. If basically all the companies like Motorola and some other ones like Sony, for example, they were basically reduced by telcos, but basically reduced to electronics manufacturers. They want piece of the action as well. So it's a really opportunity for telcos creating their own app stores and do some add value stuff, like, I don't know, maybe storing documents, maybe some enterprise applications, number of different interesting opportunities. It's a very important point. In Asia, they're going to have their own app stores. They're probably not going to use ours. I had a conversation with a company in Asia that they wanted to publish our application. Basically, you have to work for them because they're basically going to control that. And in terms of benefits to service providers, it's huge, right? Because now they can have a store and they can have more than one. And
yeah. So these alternate markets should be able to sell.
Yeah.
In different places.
Yeah. As a developer, one would think that maybe that fragmentation may be not always a good thing because you have to publish in multiple different ones, right? But there's not so many of them right now, right? So there's one in China, there's Motorola, and there's a few other ones. But it's not like there's hundreds. There's a potential there are going to be a lot of them, right? So this is maybe probably well, if you really consider doing business applications for mobile platform, Android or iPhone, that may be the most interesting slide for you. So basically, fundamentally, if you have to choose, and we personally, we decided to support both platforms to deliver premium experience. But if you have to choose, this is what the choice is. Basically, it's freedom, flexibility, versus tightly managed experience. There's a lot of choices, decisions you can make early on that's going to reduce your development costs. First of all, JavaScript. Basically, if you consider these platforms actually running the same browser, WebKit, right? Well, the browser called different name, but the toolkit, the libraries are the same. So essentially, you're developing when you develop for a browser on an iPhone and Android, you essentially develop for the same runtime, right? So that's very important.
But Apple's pulling away. They're trying to reduce the amount of browser type apps in the App Store. They're saying they want.
Yes, and you can count on Apple to do that, right? Like they just have a track record, whatever. And this is one of the very important points in terms of business. You can't really, if you want to invest into it, you don't want to have these kind of things, right? So yeah.
The Google app, especially, it crashes continually. You can't use it. Pisses me right off.
Google.
They have an app, right?
Yeah.
Put it on there. Can't use it. It's useless.
Okay. Yeah. Just reality. Yeah. There's useless. Again, example with the internet, right? There's useless sites, right? But it's not. In my mind, it doesn't. It's just a natural byproduct of this technology become more mature, right? There's going to be, once people understand that, if you invest into your brand and you put out application doesn't work, you're hurting yourself, right?
But I'm sure it's politics because it's Google's app itself. Went and downloaded it from Google, the Google mobile app. It continually crashes, so I don't use it, right?
Right. So that's a Google's app. It's not somebody else's app in a Google store, right? It's developed by Google.
It's Google's app, right?
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Their browser. I can't use it. It's garbage.
And what device are you using?
On my iPhone 3GS.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. iPhone. I'm just kidding. No sandbox. Here you go. Anyways, support 2 or more platforms for native experience. Like we chosen to develop natively for both platforms because we thought for the type of application we were writing, the look and feel is going to be very important, right? So yes, you can make this trade-off, but this application is not going to be as easy and it's not going to be as much as you're going to be facing a lot of limitations when you're going to be approaching doing it this way, right? And there's always, this is the best, there's always opportunity to do hybrids. Like say, for example, you have a website that needs some interaction with the camera, but most of the websites, it could be done web-based. Well, you can do a very small loader that uses a camera and built-in browser into your application. So you have all the benefits of both approaches. So that's, you should never forget that. That's a very powerful option. Lesson learned. There's still